We'll break for tea for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll start our next session. Yeah.
This poem I wrote in 2012 when there was communal strife was going on in Assam about the immigrants issues. This is, we are elsewhere. My skin like the bed of a pursed river. My skin like a bed of a pursed river and a black thread around my waist. My cracked heels like the till dart. And I do not have anything else. One day, I took refuge in water. Those sparkling tides full of salt were my mother's doleful eyes. Those brown waves, my father's trusting soldiers. The water here, crimson like blood splattered on red art, is not the same which fashioned the grave of my grandfather in another time, in another country, where, after the circling waves of the ocean claimed their prize, the land and everything else, my father, not yet a man, turned himself into a fish and swam upstream looking for land. Here, water sheltered us. The sweet, sweet water of this gold-green land, and my father was a man again to command the sun, to plant a sapling, supple and resilient to withstand the flow. I was conceived inside the stem of a blue lily that bloomed next to the field, where water was the blood in my veins, mother's milk, the lungi I tied to my waist. Water was my guide. I was a floating hyacinth, violet and fragile, and she who fueled my life sprouted on my skin like a green leaf, which was our feast, our waking dream of a time when we will be free. Then the fire raised, and the hunters arrived, who did not want the fragile beauty of the hyacinth, the warmth of the fish, or the strength of water, but everything to be clean, fabricated. That day I took refuge in water, not a fish like my grandfather, but like a floating log during the flood, which would be my impermanent grave somewhere else. Thank you so much.
Start clearing. Udna, can you come here? Udna.